Hello and welcome to this new video in which I would like to talk about wealth and its ostentation. And back then, when so-called good manners were still taught and practiced, and I am referring to the Italian context, etiquette gave the tools to move both in relationship with others and in social situations. The rules of good manners were not only a set of formal indications that facilitated human relationships. It was a common code, as we know, in which everyone could recognize themselves. But they were also a tool of emotional awareness because they indicated how not to hurt the sensitivity of others when others were, for example, in physical or psychological or social difficulty. So a good norm was respect, at least formally, for those in front of us. And among the norms of good manners, the ostentation of wealth was considered inappropriate and rude behavior and was often the indicator of the so-called parvenus, that is, those who had gotten rich quickly but who in their behavior betrayed their previous social affiliation. Today the situation has changed deeply because the ostentation of wealth is considered a status symbol, and a status symbol to be shown as much as possible and in the loudest possible ways to reaffirm one's superiority, which, however, is often only an economic superiority. And yet the social message being conveyed is that having money and more money is the most desirable good, together with the visibility that money itself can give. But then why is it better not to flaunt it? Because we find ourselves in the logic of mors tua vita mea, your death my life, or said in more current terms, zero-sum games. There can be only one winner, and my victory marks your defeat. Then reflecting on ostentation helps us to focus the values, conscious or not, to which we refer and which guide our lives. Anyhow, it is interesting to know that research tells us that happiness is not proportional to wealth, and that beyond a certain limit, according to the so-called Easterling paradox, happiness begins to decrease. Then beware of the search for always more, because, as an old song said, what goes up must come down. A balanced attitude towards wealth therefore protects us not only from the risk of economic failure, but above all from the risk of human failure. Thank you and goodbye.